Okay, let's do a test. Let's ensure everything is working. Testing. Testing. Okay. Okay, yeah, we are connected. Going to turn off Victor for a second. And, okay, here we go. Good morning. Welcome back to live stream. We are live here on Western Mike. Welcome back. Saturday morning. It is an impeccable Saturday morning here in Northern California. Welcome back. So this marks part 2 of Quit Drinking. Had 2 nights of the last week drinking. So on average drank probably. Oh, well, last week, drank the recommended amount, which was 3 days, for that week, only 3 days. But again, didn't even drink on Friday. Was drinking on Thursday, was drinking, and on Saturday and on Sunday, all those days, it was active, in the community, and was doing it to my greatest knowledge possible. But again, wasn't drinking on Friday last week. Only so far. Hopefully, only drank on Friday this week. Had in public anyway. Went down decreased from around 20 drinks to 4. You could call that at least a 20% reduction in alcohol consumption. What I've learned is that most people at some point stop drinking, or they just put it on such a back burner that it doesn't even, barely even registers. Was already doing that. Now I'm keeping some alcohol in the house right now, but I'm going to keep it for friends, house parties, stuff like that. And that can actually also be a way to look at it, but not take any action. Also, NA beverages already have an effect. Okay, so NA beverages already have an effect. They already have some alcohol in them. Anyway, So alcohol is too strong. It's stingy. It's too strong. Um, and if you have enough of it in your system, it can really mess things up. I'm talking everything tastes like it. Um, everything revolves around this. After a while, you could go to a bar, you could have non-alcoholic beverages. You could go to a tea house and just drink some really strong and powerful tea. You don't need to be imbibing ethanol and acetaldehyde. You don't need to be doing that. Um, Whenever I've replaced this with something else, it's been a lot better of an experience. I haven't had hangovers. Was able to take the weekend back. You guys see me. I'm sitting for today, but usually would try to be, you know, doing this in the bathroom or something like that. That way, it could be standing while doing this. But instead, this weekend, I'm sitting. I'm sitting. So last night was the final night. Uh, I'm not going to uh, consume recreationally. Recreational consumption, that is basically exposing yourself to drugs, and you could be mistaken that you are doing something active. It's very tempting that you see that this is an active thing that you're somehow doing. Alcohol is not active. Even one beverage, even one concoction could cost you, uh, money for a haircut, or and something that even they don't really seem to want to serve to other people. And then on top of it, it could also cost you immense, astronomical time. One drink could last for an hour. Imagine what you could do in an hour, even on a Friday night. So even if I have some alcohol in my house, I'm still not going to take it. So if it's a Friday night, I'm just not going to take it out. If we want to go somewhere, we'll go to a bar, but we'll have juice, tea if possible, or we'll just go to a tea house, have some tea. This is going to be a lot more fun than you think. No, yeah, I've done this before. It's fun. It's fun. Um, just your sleep and your critical thinking skills see a massive rebound. Um, yeah, I was not ever going to have a perfect night with the drinking. Was going to have only one, but then nobody has just one drink. Let's be real here, especially you dudes out there. No, yeah, we don't have just one drink. Um, and that's just the nature of it. That's just what the drug does. Um, no, yeah, everybody's telling me how strong they think this is, and how they just want to just how they just want to put it down. Um, but they recognize the veracity of it as a drug that could literally make it so that you don't ever put it down. Even if you find a way to control this thing, you're at the helm. You're at alcohol's beck and call. Alcohol should be at your beck and call. Um, Alcohol should be crawling away from you. You should not be crawling toward it. Uh, no, yeah, drugs are a waste of time and money, son. And you have to understand something. NA drinks already have a bit of an effect, and if you have more of those all night, You're not going to have to worry too much, but you still have to do those in moderation anyway. And yeah, like I said, have seen how, you know, most people stop or at least attempt to stop drinking. That was a mistake that was a mental mistake that made in my head. That after just seeing how this ruins every single evening in some way. Even last night was still making some mistakes. Um, yeah, it's just not worth. It's just not worth it. Everything is way easier without it. It's only a couple hours out of 24 hours, and it's only a few concoctions out of so many other things you could be consuming that could be healthy, even if you consume them. Um, drugs are drugs are ripping this country to absolute shreds. I've seen probably every single day. There's not been one day that have not seen at least one zombie on the street, or on public transit. Already, especially public transit, such a just such a neurotic and just such a just toxic personality to be around. It's very unpleasant. And then you combine that with the crisis of drugs in our country, and you're dealing with a lot of zombies, people who you don't want anywhere near you. Believe me, you're dealing with a lot of people who you do not want anywhere near you. Um, so there are a lot of tweakers out there. They have potential, but it's just they just can't see it. Restream is a mess. Crowds, I think Restream. This whole all software right now also is an absolute mess. Don't want to drink because of all this stuff going on. Maybe besides a wine bar, sometimes, maybe sometimes at a bar, but I'm really not going to drink in public anymore. It's not worth it, and it can be really quite exciting to go without it and to show that you can be somebody who doesn't need to do it just because it's Friday. Signal chat shows isolationist fan says Trump text. Oh yeah, there was so Restream is having issues. So apologies, Facebook. Facebook was not. Apologies, Facial Book was not able to get this onto my account this morning because there's been an issue with ad block. Tried to connect this, but it kept saying to disable ad block, even though already did that. Um, just very strange and messed up. Shit is fucked up. Um, so yeah, you're gonna deal with problems whether you do drugs or not. Me, really, just don't want to do any drugs. The only drugs I really do is this calming tonic, and that could really make things easier. Um, yeah, and here's the thing: drinking prolongs things. You know this. You like people, but you don't like when people might prolong shit. It's just you want to cooperate with people, but you don't want people to. They might not mean it, but you don't want people to friggin' scare your ass, especially because they keep on prolonging shit. So then, that's what drugs do. Drugs prolong things. They make you want it. They hold you up. I don't like to get. I mentioned this in the other video last week. I do not want to be held up. I don't want to be distracted. There are so many things you can do without drugs. You could. I know that this is going to trigger some people, especially tweaking out in my town. But you could go out for a nice walk or jog or something like that. Just take your mind off of things and just be an active person all day long because you're not talking shit about anybody. You're not sitting at a fancy gourmet outside table disturbing other customers and talking shit about everybody all day. No, you're actually getting stuff done and you want to learn how to cooperate with other people without without people scaring the shit out of people. But oh yeah, guys, I like it, but just make sure we're not getting too crazy with everything, especially some of this stuff about camaraderie and stuff like that. That's good, but it just don't scare the shit out of me. Sometimes you scare the absolute shit out of me, and I know you're not a tweaker. But yeah, I don't want to be a tweaker, son. It's just I don't like to go around like I'm totally fogged out. No, yeah, totally bugging out. People can see me, but I can barely see other people. There's a line, but then I keep on kind of holding up the line, or I keep struggling to pay. I don't want to do this shit. Um, this is what drugs do. This is what you should think about every single drug, no matter how, you know, decent it might taste. Uh, Drugs are an illusion of action. Everybody is trying to impress everybody with drugs. Everybody's trying to impress everybody with drugs. But if you've done it once, why should you have to do it again? Um, Impress people by always doing something else. I'm an ISTP, so I always have to be doing something else. I always need to be doing something, and it can't necessarily be something passive. ISTPs at heart need to be doing non-passive things, active things. Yes, they want to be a team player, but they also don't want too much nonsense. They also don't want too much nonsense. Yeah, have even just dealt with some just crazy customers. Can you believe that they know that they're basically showing up in a place that is highly scrutinized, and yet they are still electing to behave like a total tweaker just because there's stuff on a shelf that just because it's on a shelf doesn't mean you should purchase it. Just because something is on a shelf does not mean that you are required to purchase it. Uh, uh, Check that out. Yeah. Just because something's on a shelf does not mean that you have to accept it into your life. So yeah, except for you know holiday get-togethers, or maybe just an urge, maybe sometimes. Yeah, not gonna drink in public, not gonna have that much alcohol in my house at all. Have some, but that's it. Just some beers, but I'm not a fan of beer. Beer has too many cows and carbs. Whiskey is too strong. Wine is nice, but even wine can get you if you're not careful. So there's really not that whole many options out there anyway. That's by design. They're doing this by design. Um, have read how also the first sip always sucks. That could not be further from the truth, or that cannot be further from a lie. That is absolutely the truth in its purest form. Um, yeah, you have to get used to it. You're gonna have to get used to it every time. I heard about this too. Acquired taste. It's an acquired taste every time. Every time it's an acquired taste, but it tricks you. So you drink it first. It stings, right? Come on, don't lie, don't lie. It stings. You know it, and I know it, and everybody knows it. But then after a couple of sips, you're like, oh, but I don't really mind this sting. And in fact, I feel kind of cool doing this. I'm gonna try to. Oh yeah, that you know what? It's part of that macho culture that's just totally unnecessary. I don't like to. Uh, Everybody's all, how are you so masculine? Yeah, but I don't like to go around and parade about it. Anything like that in life, you don't. It doesn't have to be a parade. You can just do it. You can just do it. So yeah, besides some alcohol for some house parties, or maybe after a while, and I think I could have maybe four, and that's it. That's it. That's it. Four at a bar sometimes. That. So yeah, that was my limit last night. So kind of like Johnny Drama, victory. Finally cut back my alcohol consumption. Not only for the week, not totally again, because again that is just what the drug does. It's not your fault. It's what the drug does. Um, so yeah, had more at home. Had more at home last night. I'm a little bit hungover this morning. But cut back. Finally cut back my alcohol consumption, not only for the week, but in public. Oh, yay for Bonzo. Had only 20. And again, sorry about my Facebook. Keep saying disable ad blocker, and then we'll do it, and then it won't work. So I think we're just having, maybe it's the surge. Not sure what's quoting Ad Astra. That movie also is my favorite movie because that is about sobriety. That is about doing things sober. No drugs at all. Kind of like drugs don't even exist anymore. I hate drugs. I absolutely hate drugs. I think they're the worst. But I had drugs. I had only 20 drugs in public last week. This week have only had four. Um, so I'm rocking and ready to roll. Then today I'm just really just hanging out, relaxing, all cool at home today. Just not doing anything today. Just chill, just hanging out today. Oh yeah. Also, it keeps dimming again. Apologies about that. I can't control it. Yeah, I had tea on Thursday. So without this, what's a good treat besides booze? How do you replace booze? It's simple, simple. Just say you're just not going to do it, even if it's Friday. That could be your simple treat. Also, your treat could be uh, doing as many weeks as you can without it, and kind of counting the weeks without this thing. So you could go NA, and also would say that to put yourself in these environments, place yourself into these environments, because you want to see what it's like without this. That is going to be my next venture. Um, I'm not going to be a vulture capitalist about this. I'm just going to say, you know what? I'm done with drugs. I'm so done with drugs. I just wanted to stop. Yeah, that's another thing is that most movies are about not drugs, but avoiding drugs. And screw Hollywood for introducing and really metastasizing alcohol, but also they do a good job for kind of creating you know, creating kind of what's that whole thing they say kind of like a tale of warning. They Hollywood metastasized alcohol, but they also did an addendum around it. So you're probably even going to see Hollywood start to come out and say how, yeah, no, we weren't ever about this shit. We may have put it in some of our movies, but we may even remove all of our movies that have it, and you would have to remove pretty much every single movie in existence. But that's not. Don't get mad at Hollywood. Don't blame them necessarily. Just say how most movies are about either not drinking or just you know every movie that have seen characters quit pretty much. Yeah, we'll say this. Yeah, have seen that too. Was not paying attention to that too when was watching these movies. These movies that have alcohol is all the characters in these movies quit at the end. They don't continue doing. Um, yeah, even James Bond at the end is not. It's never at the end of the movie, you know, doing drugs. No, yeah, just drugs. They can be good sometimes, I guess, but there's other stuff that I really like. Have grown way more. Was already doing tea toward the end of the week. Was already not doing this on Friday, except for this one Friday, because wanted to do that as a bucket list. But now that's done now. Especially because if it's a bucket list, then you don't do it again. Well, then it's not a bucket list. Then it's just an excuse. No, yeah, the only times really I'm going to do this anymore is if it's a bucket list kind of thing, and but then after that, that should be just one, because then it'll go to be an excuse. So really was only doing this one day on average per week. Um, don't want the hangovers, don't want the having to redo it and cut back the next day and then be all, oh yeah, you cut back, but look at another week that has been lost. Um, oh yeah, drugs are just all drugs suck. All drugs really suck. Um, and so I have already also been quitting fast food. Was even thinking about cutting back on restaurant outings. Um, not keeping too much, junk food around. That's another thing is alcohol is a sugary processed junk food. Okay, so if you don't want to be like supersize me, this is the biggest challenge for you. Um, yeah, because like I said, I'm completely over this. But I could easily be somebody who's still just uh, totally at the helm. Um, drugs are costly. Drugs cost me an extra $1,000 last month. And you know what's so ridiculous is that most of the time on Friday when was going out was not doing drugs, was going to nice restaurants and eating some incredible food with some NA beverages that were tasty, was not doing drugs most of the time, even then. Uh, uh, and also, just this whole idea of people on drugs at 7 in the morning really depresses me. It's the idea of being on drugs at 7 in the morning is depressing. Um, I don't want to see people tweaking out. I really don't. The more I see people tweaking, the less I want to do it. So when you see somebody else and they're struggling, uh, you empathize for them, I guess, but still at the same time, you could have been a little bit more mindful and maybe also less stuck up and more considerate. Because yeah, already people were just beyond stuck up from the kind of get-go. So now they're gonna be, tweaking out too. Forget it. I think that's probably the worst combination you could probably possibly have. Is a pretentious junkie. I don't want to be a pretentious junkie. Probably you don't either. You probably don't either. Um, I just like to be an active person. I even feel kind of bad right now because I'm not, in the standing in the bathroom, so that I could do this a little bit more actively. I have to sit. I almost didn't even do this weekend because I'm already kind of still a little hungover. Was doing that in moderation. Yeah, even at home was doing this in moderation. Only had 6 total last night. Um, that's below the weekly threshold. That is the recommended amount for an occasion, which is once a week, not twice, not thrice. Already, then it's just the more you do this, the more it's going to F with you. And the more you try to cut back, just that means you're still drinking. Are you cutting back or are you quitting? Don't be a wuss. You got this. You can do this. I know you can do this. I know for a fact that you are capable of saying, okay, I proved to everybody that I didn't go overboard. I didn't have 5, drinks in public last night. Okay, so then, what else can you do? What else can you do? You could probably do some other stuff too. There's probably a lot you could do and I just haven't seen it yet. So yeah, just that's also what's so annoying, even about just cutting back, is you see the effects of this even in moderation. You see how cutting back is just an excuse to keep on doing it and don't want to cut back, want to stop. Cutting back does not mean stopping. Um, so yes, cold turkey versus cutting back. Probably cold turkey is the better approach for drugs, because you just admit that it's a drug and it's a drug, and even the most seasoned among us are, we're all vulnerable. We're all vulnerable, okay? Even the most seasoned among us, we're all vulnerable. I'm 33, I'm vulnerable. I'm almost 33, and hell, I'm vulnerable. Um, you just have to accept that. This drug tricks you. Alcohol tricks you. Um, it, it makes your weekend so much harder than it has to be. It turns your week into a waste management facility. No, yeah, please do not drink during the week. If anything, just count to Friday. That's what I'm trying to do. That's what I'm trying to do, yes. At least count to Friday and then see how I feel then. That's what I'm trying to do. But I don't do drugs during the week. I do drugs during the week no more. I do drugs during the day no more. I try to keep drugs like alcohol, not drugs and or alcohol, drugs like alcohol in the house no more. I might have some, like I said, might have some for a house party. It's not all about me, so might even have to bring back a TV and stuff like that, especially if you already have some of it. It's already there for you. So then just bring back a TV and have some amenities for guests. That's a good idea. Some guests might reward you for that. Uh, but also I'm just not very focused on drugs. That's the whole thing, is even was waiting until 6 o'clock, and that created this whole air of white knuckling this thing. Um, if you don't really want to do it at 6 a.m., why are you doing it at even 6 p.m.? All you really have to do is just hang out. Really like hang out instead. Kind of like in the movie Ad Astra, when they're all just just when they're not being an astronaut, they're just being kind of lazy, and that's kind of funny, because that's often me after a binge, is just wanting absolutely nothing to do with that shit. Not the people, like the people. It's just not. It's not the activity. It's not the activity. All right. The activity is always it's ruining the evening. Alcohol ruins your evening. Um, yeah, because like I said, only did the moderate amount last night, and still was kind of partying longer than expected, and still was kind of out and doing stuff longer and making mistakes longer than expected. So that's just the reality of this beast, and that is the pull that alcohol has on its clients. Um, but what do I know? I'm just bringing you the facts of what have seen from my experience with this after a decade of this, after losing my mother to lung cancer, after losing other family members as well, and after losing peers of mine, friends of mine, people who consider family to this. Drugs, even in moderation, are just totally kicking you in the shin, and you have to see that. And I want you to accept that and be honest about it. Um, oh yeah, moderation costs $100. So you're telling me you still think that you have something to prove here? What do you got nothing to prove? You got nothing to prove. You're all right. You're tweaking out a little bit, and sometimes you're scaring the shit out of people. But other than that, you just you use all right. You use all right. But no, yeah, drugs. Why do drugs? Especially, why are we looking forward to drugs on a Friday or Saturday night? Uh, I don't know. I know too much. Um, Forgive me, Lord. Yes, he, yeah, he said too much. The fifth element. Um, no, yeah, yeah. I just don't understand why people look forward to this on a Friday or Saturday night. I think really what they're trying to do is they're trying to get it out of the way. Uh, no, yeah, they're trying to get it out of the way. You're always hunched over the counter. You're always on your phone, not even being remotely present with other people. You say how you are, but you're not. You're being dismissive, kind of like a suck up. Um, it's just you'd rather be doing something else, and that's because you're smart. You're smart if you would rather look forward to something else on a Friday or Saturday. Socializing, something active, tea. Really like a nice teapot. Would do that all day if could. I think I'm getting a weird kind of tingling. Hopefully that's nothing to do with diabetes or anything like that, but hopefully that comes from all the tea that I've been drinking. Really cannot get enough of that. And that's just don't discount me. I'm just trying to give you some options here. Jasmine, uh, yeah, YouTubers said this, jasmine tea, stuff like that. Oolong teas. I really miss on a Friday night actually just sitting around with a nice. Oh, that's also what got me back toward something that people don't really do or even enjoy doing, and even they have to kind of remind themselves not to do it that much. As well, this is what maybe triggered this whole fiasco. Um, was I used to be able to just sit somewhere even on the weekend. And I wouldn't even order anything to drink. I would just sit with my computer or even just my iPad, and I just had a nice teapot that whole time. I wonder where you could take maybe even your MacBook. I prefer the MacBook because the iPad just does not. I'll do the iPad when it's acting like the MacBook, okay? Um, but I hope I could go back to, not I hope, I will do it. I will do it. I'm not hoping for anything. I will do it. I'm probably hoping for it because I will do it. I'm an ISTP. Every single time I've done something, it's because I haven't hoped for it. It's because I've enacted it. So, yeah, I want to go back to that. Just have a nice teapot, even on Friday, and get to work. Stop doing drugs and get back to work. That's what I like to be about. I miss my teapot. Um, no, yeah. Boy, do I miss kind of getting just, really high on Friday. I call it high day, Friday, kind of like high day. Um, no, yeah, being high is so much easier on the weekend. Was even turning alcohol into that, was kind of turning it into that, and it kind of failed, but did what I could. So even one drink could be enough, but especially if you're a dude, you're not gonna have just one drink. Um, that'd be kind of weird because I'm not a chick. Um, I mean, you could, but that's just not really what happens, you know? So yeah, I could go out and have just that one more drink today, but that just seems kind of arbitrary. That seems like kind of some arbitrary bullshit. As pleasant as that is, as fun as it is to sit with a blanket, and some fire and some nice, drugs, it's just as nice to do that without them. And then to have something that you can continue to consume. It doesn't have to be something that you have to put a limit on it. Moderate. You already have to moderate non-alcohol. I don't get it. I don't get it. What am I missing here? You already have to moderate non-alcoholic beverages. That happened with me and caffeine. Um, no, yeah, I know this because that happened with me and caffeine. That happened with me and caffeine a year ago. I was sitting at a nice rooftop bar, and I was not drinking, but I was, yeah, back then I was not drinking. If you want to do something, just do it. Just do it, Mike. But, um, but I was doing caffeine, and I did so much of it because I really liked that drink a lot. Okay, but by day's end, I was just uh, bawling out, completely bawling out, freaking out. Um, I could not stop shaking. I was even trying to vomit. I was attempting to vomit, and I think all those attempts uh, were in vain. So this shit, even some of it, could really, really take you by surprise. Yeah, most people who drink, they're not even trying to, entertain this too much. And what happens is that you will always get drunk. If you drink, you'll always get drunk. You won't get high. Maybe that'll happen sometimes, but in general, you will always get drunk, not high. That's what sucks about it. Had one drink one night and got high off of that, and that was really, really pleasant. But then also, it just seemed kind of arbitrary because it's like you're doing this because you want more. You're not doing this because you're trying to be, well, and that's kind of stuck up. It's like, look at me, I only had one. That could maybe come across as a little, I don't know, for me, because even I sometimes have been a little bit moralistic about all of this. Yeah, that could come across as a little bit, kind of try to rub it in. Um, oh yeah, but my neighbors will tell you, I've been super high from tea alone, and that's something you have to moderate anyway. If you don't, you get those shakes. You get the shaking. You get you get the lingering doubts. It's just not very fun. Doing anything too much is use disorder, and then it definitely becomes a drug then. And if you want to keep doing that, you're going to be like one of those tweakers, um, who's distracted and disorganized. And you're going to be barely noticing that everybody is laughing at you. Um, You're not going to be noticing at all that everybody is secretly laughing at you. Um, at least people make fun of me to my face, but I don't want to be that guy who people laugh at behind his back. That's not that's re- And how you not be that is simple. You just quit this thing. Um, yeah, I could still do it from time to time, but recreational use of any drug should be totally off the table. Should be totally off the table. I only have some alcohol in the house right now because I'm kind of treating it as a way to kind of look at it, but not do anything. Besides a house party, maybe I'm not going to do anything. Besides house parties, think I'm not going to do anything. Besides a nice winery, really do not want to drink in public anymore. So yeah, besides wineries, I'm not going to drink in public. I'm going to try to, really pay attention to that. So basically, anything besides a comfy wine bar is you basically are drinking in public. You're doing drugs recreationally. And I don't want to do drugs recreationally anymore. I want to do recreational drugs no more. Um, and this is me, of all people, coming at you with this. No, yeah, this is definitely do not miss content. Um, Even an aspie like me will tell you this is not worth it. Um, you either do it in a big amount, and then there's always some kind of lesson to be learned, or even if none, you see how you're just. I was drinking to try to be cool. I was drinking to try to be cool. No, yeah. Besides my favorite wineries, I'm not going to drink in public. It doesn't matter because it doesn't matter where you do it. And if you even eliminate some of that, it's like it's because you don't need it just because it's there. Um, was doing that also, even when was cutting back my alcohol instead of quitting. Uh, um, and kind of worried that I'm still kind of cutting back instead of quitting. Was kind of looking at a lot of stuff and saying to myself, you know what, I don't need it this time. Already did it. Don't need it this time. The biggest thing to let go is not not comfy places like wineries, but maybe drinking there. That's the biggest thing to let go. Um, but you know what? Maybe you could just buy it and have it around. Yeah, I think we'll do that. Maybe just buy also some nice wine for a wine cellar from these cool wineries that are so comfortable. But then when I'm there, just don't even drink anything. Because, yeah, especially that too, if you just have it lying around, maybe just for aesthetic purposes, then it's a lot easier to ignore it. But if you make a whole schedule out of it, it's going to be that much harder to let it go. So, yeah, we're not even going to drink at wineries anymore. Maybe sometimes, but otherwise, I'm just going to bring this. I'm going to go out and get it. Well, I'm going to drink in public. So unless it's a house party, if I do drink, it'll be in public. So I'm not allowed to drink in my house. Unless it's a house party, I can have some alcohol in my house just to look at it, not do anything. But unless it's a house party, I'm not allowed to be drinking in my house anymore. I'm not allowed to be doing that. If I'm going to drink, I have to go get it. Um, but that should be maybe once in a while. Once in a while, not this common. Yeah, because that's annoying. So yeah, I might will only drink in public and might do that maybe still sometimes I guess, but not so often. No. So yeah, we'll only drink in public or only drink in my house if it's a house party. We'll only drink in my house. will only drink in my house if it's a house party. Otherwise, have to go get it. And if I'm gonna go get it, I'm gonna go drink in public, but it's going to be someplace that speaks to my kind of personality. But that's not going to be that often. Maybe every couple of months, or maybe every, I don't know, year or something like that. But again, you could do that with NA drinks. You don't have to keep any NA drinks in your house either. You could say, you know what, I have to go get those out in public because, if you're drinking, it's better that you do it around people and not by yourself. Please don't drink by yourself. So maybe that was one mistake from last night, was continuing to drink by myself. But other than that, waited until 6 and only had 4 in public, so cut back my public drinking, which was good. Phew. Um, but really just don't want to do this. Unless it's a house party, if I want it, I have to go get it. But if I don't want to even do it in public because I just don't want to do it anymore, I might just bring back some wine too and have that just lying around because it doesn't really matter where you do it and it doesn't really matter what you're consuming. It's all the same. A lot of this is still a lot of thought process. So yeah, I think maybe besides an occasion, have even quit drinking in public. Yeah. Okay, so besides maybe an occasion, I'm not going to even drink in public. We'll have some tea. And anything that I have to moderate, anything that I'm not quite sure about when it comes to whether you should consume it at all or just in small amounts, I'm going to go get it. But then if want to be out in public and don't want to do drugs or anything like that, might just have them lying around the house, just as a reminder, like, hey, this isn't really that big of a deal. So yeah, it's better that you do it socially. It's better that you do drugs socially, and at nighttime. Quit day drugging. Quit day drugging a while ago. It's been a while since my last day drug. Besides tea, that's a good day drug. No, yeah, I'm introverted. I'm introverted, so I don't really want to do something that's gonna make me, different. It just kind of seems like being something that I'm not. So, no, yeah, if you drink, you should go out and get it. But if you don't want to do it when you go out, maybe you should have some of it lying around the house, at least for a house party or something like that, and just, you could practice kind of not even being around it, but not kind of doing anything. It's actually kind of fun to do. But yeah, my general rule is not to even have this in the house and have to go get it. But then even then, don't want to do it there either. Want to do other stuff there. So thanks, guys. This has been a pretty good one today. Been a bit of a slow show today, but that's all right. We'll try to get this Facebook. We'll try to get this running up on Facebook. We'll try to see what we can do there. And thanks, guys. Looking forward to hearing your thoughts. See you in the next video, and have a good one. Quit drinking. Quit drinking. And I'm not going to do it recreationally anymore. Just on ever so occasion. But just don't want to do drugs anymore. So unless it's a house party or something every couple days or weeks or months or years or something like that, I'm totally done. I'm totally done. So yeah, I've got some thinking. You can tell I've got some thinking to do when it comes to this, and that's what I'm gonna go do. Is Yep, maybe besides winery every now and then. No, yeah, I'm not even gonna do this in public anymore. And think we'll have wine, but NA wine, like NA wine. So we'll always, no matter where I am, we'll just probably drink NA stuff because I miss doing that, and we'll have a wine if it's a really nice NA wine because liked that more. I'm not going to drink in public anymore. Did enough of it. Might still do it sometimes, but no, yeah. Besides that, not going to drink in public anymore. So I'm not doing it here either. So was a good run, and thank you, alcohol, but I gotta go. Thanks. Looking forward to hearing your thoughts. See you in the next video, and have a good one. But peace.